UPC Showdown app today. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Welcome to The Leg Up. I'm Sam Wood. I'm here with Blake Johnson and Nick Lloyd. Brought to you by UPC Showdown. And what a bloody big weekend of racing we have on our hands, boys.
This is the biggest weekend of racing of the year.
Agreed.
Big
No
call.
doubt. No
I
doubt.
agree.
Not one singular meeting. This isn't Derby Day.
Yep.
But to have two of the big five run on the same day, interstate, this is the biggest interstate day of the year.
Great call.
Bar none. Best race day. I'm excited. We're dressing up in the office.
Don't say that out loud. It sounds like we're losers. We're going to wear suits to the office that only you and us three go to.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Nah, it is cool.
It's Everest
It is
Day.
cool.
Yeah.
It's Everest Day. Is it Everest Day or is it Caulfield Cup Day?
It's Everest Day.
It's Everest Day.
Everest Day. It's
Especially
taken
this
over.
year because it's the worst Caulfield Cup I've seen in a while.
Excuse
Okay.
me.
Didn't take him long to start potting stuff, did it?
I actually think it's a good Caulfield Cup.
I'm going to
You
call you negative
Compared to-
Nick.
compared to
I
last-
swear someone called you negative Nick in the comments.
Neg.
Compared to
Neg
last
Nick.
year,
Neg Nick.
I don't
Probably one
even
of the
remember
nicer
last
ones.
year's
without
race.
a fight, gold trip.
Yeah, but without a fight wasn't without a fight until he
Yeah,
won
he
that
won
Caulfield
the
Cup.
Q20.
He won a Q22.
Yeah.
That's
Good
a
horses race.
race for nuffies.
Hey, boys, can we just preview the show quickly before you two start bickering? Because you didn't give us much time before you just started
Straight in.
getting right into it, which I love. You know I love that. So, huge show today. Everest preview show. Caulfield Cup. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We're just going to focus on the big races. We've got a good, bad, ugly. Before we get into it all, weekend highlight.
You can kick us off because we know what yours is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you.
Antino. Antino, Blake Shin. Just about right of the year. I know, like, that's already been said, but
Can I ask before
and
you
the
get
fact
into
that
it?
I was on him, that was good. That was also good. So
Why don't we see that more?
it's
I asked you at the
because-
time.
So what happened was he was a little bit slow to begin,
Yeah.
and Blake's actually been able to get this horse to jump in the past. So we didn't really expect him to be slow to begin and be out the back. And he sort of just took the initiative. As soon as the pace slackened, he was just off.
Yeah.
And he didn't just get there and sit three deep on the speed. He went for home. But the horse was able to sustain that run, and he's put up a massive number. Outstanding. Like, another Will's gone no good.
Yep.
Like, you would have expected him, a well-back favourite, to have fought on and run second. Potentially being beaten by a good ride because he just couldn't go with Antino. But he's been well beaten.
And those sort of horses that did beat another Will home, like they kind of could see Antino going and going, oh, geez, we got to get on our bike. And they were able to sort of start to build the momentum while another Will's in front and was a bit of a sitting duck, really.
Some of them would have potentially expected him to just get there.
Yeah.
Like, and not and give him maybe 100 metres of a breather or
Yeah.
something before going again. But like the reason why I would suggest that we don't see it very often is because there's only a select few riders that are going around at the moment that could potentially do it.
Okay.
So you got like Blake Shin, Mark Zara, James McDonald, and Nash Willer. They're probably the four that come to mind that could potentially try that in a race and not get crucified for it.
Is it just decision making, like realizing that where the pace was at, where the horse was at, this is the decision I'm going to make? Is that what we're talking about, or is it a skill set that you're saying that only those jockeys have?
I think it's not a skill. Like, it is a skill set because they have the ability to know when it's needed, and they also have the reputation, like, as the best in the business. Like, they're not going to get they have a resume of rides over a career that suggests that they have the ability to be at the top.
Yeah.
Like, so
They can do it without fear.
they can
is you're
do it
saying
without
Yeah,
fear of
fear of
repercussions of like not getting, like, if you put in an absolute shocker and you're not at the top of the barrel, potentially, like, it might affect your potential rides in the future. But these guys are going to have full books week in,
Yeah.
week out, given weights and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you're
But
not gonna-
it is ability as well, because like that's instinct to know when the leaders slacken the pace and just to
Yeah.
go, all right, well I can't sit back here and win the race if I wait any longer. And he's just taken the initiative and he's gone around him and he's done it. So like he tried it again on Wednesday
Yeah.
on that horse of Gaze. Do you remember
It's
its
got like
name?
a couple of names in one,
It does.
isn't it?
I'm a Dirty Rascal.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So it wasn't exactly the same because he made a mid-race move and he just sort of like he didn't go on with the job because it was too far from home. The pace slackened. He put the horse in a winning position, but then the horse was gone. So like that horse was in the market, but
Yeah.
he didn't have the ability that Antino did to. Like, not many horses can make 2 runs.
Yeah.
Not that Antino had to make 2 runs.
Yeah.
He made one really long sustained run, and there's not many horses that can make a long sustained run like that. But
He had the right platform to do that too, coming out of a few fast
very
races.
fast
too,
races.
to get
But maybe that's like maybe they've just found the exact way to ride Antino. Like not get right out the back and
I remember one day, so I reckon it was Stradbroke Day, like before he was going around in the Gunsynd Classic, and he had been, the races that he'd been in, like he had been winning, but he was getting back, running on, and then this race sort of just looked like there was going to be no pressure in it. He had drawn wide. He could often be sluggish away, which he was on Saturday again, but they put him in the race, they banged him out, put him on speed, and like, he was just unbeatable. Like they really sort of built the momentum, and we hadn't really seen that from him since. So good to see him be able to get up handy like that eventually.
like if
really
he, if
roll.
if he can begin well,
Yeah.
settle handy, and then apply pressure from 700 meters from home, he's going to be winning a lot of races.
Yeah. Well and truly.
So
Can he win the Hong Kong Mile?
I don't know. I don't
Depending
know
on
too
what-
much about Hong Kong horses and
No.
that.
like
That's
in
really
terms of-
disappointing, Blake.
Yeah. In terms of like, do you think he's got like a Toorak win like that? Is that sort of the platform that you can see him going internationally and being competitive?
Well, on that performance,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a world-class performance if he can reproduce that.
Hey, we have to get into this Everest preview. I'm glad I asked because it was an absolute highlight of the year. I believe so, not just the weekend, that ride on Antino, but we have so much to get through. So, guys, the UPC Showdown are holding showdowns Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. Over 45 grand already in the pot for this weekend's showdown. So, if you want to give it a crack this weekend, absolutely the weekend to do it because all the big races are in the legs. So, go and download the app now. Guys, let's get stuck in. This is exciting. I love preview shows. I love kind of going runner by runner, which is what we're going to do with the Everest. And we're going to start with I Wish I Win, Barrier 9, Moody, Luke Nolan. Wasn't far off him in the Manicato. We'll relish the track regardless of what deck we get served this week. Is he a genuine contender? He's our joint fave currently.
I'm going to say no. He's probably the best horse, but how long ago do we have to go back? I reckon his 2 runs they've been okay, but I think they're in lesser company. So I'm half penning him.
TJ Smith, Golden Eagle.
Yeah, long
ticked
time
a lot
ago.
of good sprinting races off.
A while ago though.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I'm saying I don't. He can win if he reproduces his best.
Yeah.
But I don't think he is at his best. I
No.
know that this race, this is the horse that
He's got 1 grand final.
this is one grand final. One grand final every year. He finished second in the race last year. He drew low there. He got the perfect run. And think about it, was probably just a little bit too good for him on the day. But I don't think his Queensland campaign was all that impressive last year.
No.
You would have expected him to go on with I know he won a Kingsford Smith Cup, but just thinking about that Doomben 10,000, I thought he had his chance there that day.
Yep.
After having the perfect trail and I think he's been good in 2 runs back from a spell. Like he had the tempo against first up over 1,000 meters, and he's produced the best last 200 meters of the day. But then in the Manicato, I know it was sort of on speed dominated. And horses sort of fancy and run sort of dominated the race. But like he was
I wanted to see
an
more.
average run on.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
He wasn't
thought he could-
smashing the line like.
Yeah,
we've
I thought
seen
he
him.
could win.
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed in him in the Manikato. Where's he going to get to from 9? He's going to get back. He's going to have to get past some really nice horses here, and although Moody can find a couple of lengths with him, like I expect him to start $8 plus.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking around that 750 mark. So yep.
And you'd have to go back a fair way to find if he finds his best, he can win, but I don't think that he's going well enough.
Beauty. Quick break. We'll get back to it after this.
The Leg Up, thanks to UPC Showdown. Get the leg up on the bookies and download the UPC Showdown app today. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Straight back into it. Boys, Giga Kick. Barrier 3, Clayton Douglas, Zara on. So we ran this race 2 years ago as a 3-year-old. Fairly solid return in the Concord. Performed fairly decently in the Premiere. Zara on. Are either of you with Giga Kick or in the numbers?
You can always go first. Let's
Okay.
just go in this order.
Sure.
Sam to Nick to Blake.
We can do that.
Mate, I'll host the show, okay? I'll start throwing to who I want, all right?
Okay.
Nick?
No, as well. Like
Yeah.
he had his heart broken, I reckon, last year by Imperatriz, and his runs have been okay. There's been a lot of publicity around them being no good. I don't think they've necessarily been no good, but they've not been up to Everest standard. I don't think so.
He had more than
yeah.
his heart broken, didn't he? He had his hamstring broken.
Yeah, well, that as well.
He's talking emotional
Yeah.
emotional injuries.
Forget the physical injuries.
Yeah.
That's all there to see.
It's very
I'm going-
just
yeah.
injury riddled.
I think
haven't really
I
seen
think if
the
this
best
horse
of
could
this
win the
horse.
race, it wouldn't be M Zara, it'd be Jay McDonald.
Okay, fair.
I don't think he can win.
Yep.
Although I shouldn't say that because he can win. He's got
I told you got to stop
He's-
saying that.
he's got some chance. I
He's in
think
the
that he has
race.
to find 3.5 lengths to win. Like if he can reproduce his best, then yes, he can win. His best would obviously win this. He won it in 22. Yeah, I don't think he's the same horse since that day at Moonee Valley. First up, he was okay. You had to be fencing run that day, and he sort of loomed up and he peaked on his effort. And then second up, I expected sharp improvement. The market was against him. He was $2.35 out to $3.10. On the corner, you would have wanted to have a ticket on him, but he just didn't go on with the job. He draws well, but I think Clayton Douglas has to find 3.5 lengths with him on that effort to win.
Private Eye, Barrier 10, Pride Ford. Long time between drinks for the veteran. Fairly finished strongly in his last 2 runs. Nick, what are your thoughts on Private Eye?
No, I've penned him as well.
We're going to get to anyone you've got some sort of
Yeah, there's a couple.
inkling on?
There's a couple there. I've penned the 3 older geldings.
Yeah, okay.
He was good in the shorts, and I know that they're putting in a change of tactics. They're going to try and ride him forward, and I think that's just going to give the toe in to a few horses that I'm keen on. So I think he's well past his best. He's run well in this race, twice now?
Yeah.
I think,
Oh,
he
yeah.
run 2nd and 4th maybe, or 2nd and 3rd. So he'll be thereabouts if he can find his best, but I think his best is behind him.
I don't like. I think he's going very well. He was good in that Southern Cross Stakes. He sort of ran straight past Giga Kick off a wide run. The market was against him. That was the race that was sort of fencing run. And then last start, he went back from that wide draw and he found the line really neatly. Back to the trials since. I just think the draw cruels his chances. If he was a top 4 chance, he would have had to draw low, get a suck run, and
Like he did
Drop
the year
on
that
him
he
late.
nearly beat Giga Kick. He
yeah,
looks the winner.
He was, he
Yeah.
was home.
Yeah. I had a ticket
was
on
his
him.
Everest.
I thought I was home. Oh.
But yeah, I think he's going very well. Like, and I would love to back him in the Sydney Stakes.
Yeah.
If he had a Drew and Alley.
Yeah.
Like if he was in the race. But yeah, I don't particularly think that he can win.
All right. Bella Nipotina, Barrier 12. not great. The People's Horse, my horse.
What price is she?
She
$8?
$8 or $9.
$9 right
$9.
now as we speak. Tell me what I want to hear.
Well, I'll start off by saying the wide draw isn't necessarily a negative because she jumped from 17 of 18 in a Stradbroke and was beaten 0.2, and she jumped from 15 of 17 in a Tats Tiara and she won it. So,
You're going to need to be winning Stradbrokes to be winning Everest, aren't you?
well, she did give 6 kilos to Steffi Magnetica that day, but I agree. You got to win it. I'm saying no. She's a very good, consistent
of
mare,
course.
but I just don't know if she's
Just quickly have a look at my ticket.
1,200 meters. I reckon, like, she won the winners stakes, like after the Sydney stakes last year at 1,300, and if they go there again, she's going to be awfully hard to beat in that.
Oh, that was a win. We were on Private Eye, and I was like,
Yeah.
it was over at the furlong. Even the 100, that was over. Bella Nipotina is flying. I think she's probably in career best form. Like, for her to come back from that Tats Tiara, only have a short gap between runs, tick over trial, and run so well over 1,000 metres, that suggests that she is absolutely flying. She did find fence in run that day, and that was the place to be, and she really surged late. I think she was given every possible chance. I know that there was some talk about Craig Williams's ride last start, but it couldn't have got more perfect. Like, what was he supposed to do? Like, he never lost any momentum.
Yeah.
He peeled over heels, and it wasn't like he had to sort of wait to come over heels or anything. She never lost any momentum. So I think she sort of had her chance there behind Airman, even though the tempo was against, and she probably couldn't have closed any better than she did. But yeah, I think she's going to get well back from that draw. She's potentially going to have to either have too much to do, or Craig's going to have to save some ground and have a little bit of luck
It's
over
almost
the concluding stages.
It's in secret luck from last year, I reckon. Like,
Yeah, that
flying
called
in the
her
lead ups,
chances.
drew at the outside, went all the way back. One of the best runs of the race, but just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, so I think she's got a hope, but she's going to need a great ride, I reckon.
IME, Barrier 1, Nash on board. Won the Concord and the shorts.
Yeah, won both I suppose, or two of the main Sydney
Yeah.
lead ups.
Lead
So,
ups.
like, I guess you've got to probably respect her there. Kieran Maher, Nashra Willa, Barrier 1, she's going to go forward. But the fact that she bled out of one nostril in that barrier trial on the 4th of October and then has had to have another 1,000-metre gallop to satisfy the stewards, I've just penned her off from that bleed. Like, I don't really think... I know she beat Bella Nipotina and Steffi Magnetica, but those are two horses that are looking for further, and we're just having those tune-up runs, whereas she's had to be ready to go if they want that slot. So, look, I think they've had their fun. They've won the two lead-ups, and now hop out of the way for the big boys.
So she won the Sydney Stakes last year.
She did.
So this year around, this time around, she lands in the big one. She deserves her chance, no doubt. Like, she was really well back to win that Southern Cross, and then she was well backed again, winning the shorts last start, beating Steffi Magnetica. That was 1,000 meters, 1,100 meters, and now she gets to 1,200 meters. Like, you would have suggested that her best form previously to this campaign was sort of over 1,200 meters. So, no real knock on her lead-in form or getting up to 1,200 meters, because she's going to have a suck run. Like, and any other horse, like, with those two lead-in wins, what price is she? Is she $7? Like, you could make the argument that most horses going bang, bang in two significant lead-ups, being firm in the market and being well supported in each of them, drawing low, getting Nashra Willa. Like,
if
you
it
could
was,
say,
if it was Giga Kick that won both of them, he's probably $3.50.
you could say, you could make that argument that, like, she shouldn't be the price she is, but I'm not sure that she can really win the race. I just don't think that she has a class, like the class to win this race. And there were probably things against horses that finished behind her in each of those lead-ups that suggest that she might have not been lucky to win, but she was lucky to win.
Very interested to hear your thoughts on the next runner, Steffi Magnetica, Barrier 6. A lot of chat about this horse. Stradbroke winner. Björn's obviously so big on socials. I think this is one that a lot of people are gravitating towards because of the the hype around it. Chance.
She's third pick for me. She's right up there, and I've got a huge soft spot for her after that Stradbroke win.
Yeah.
But she's just a horse that the term gets thrown around a fair bit, but she's on the upward trajectory. You know, like she never really looked like she was that good. I sort of potted her. I think she might have gone to Flemington one day in an average race, got beat, but then she came out second in the surround, came to Brisbane off a freshen up in that Doomben 10,000 as a 3-year-old filly behind Bella, and I Wish I Win, and was one of the runs of the race in the inferior ground. And then she won the Stradbroke down on the minimum. She resumed in the shorts. She probably should have won with a little bit more luck. She sort of got half held up when she's gone back to the fence, and she hit the line. So the Stradbroke winner won the race last year. Zach Lloyd, he's riding like a kid possessed at the moment. So yeah,
Kid possessed.
she's right there. She's going to get a good run.
And you would think that potentially he could have rode Traffic Warden.
Yep, definitely.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think she can win. She is potentially a betting proposition for me. I haven't decided whether I'm going to back her or not yet, but she won that Stradbroke. That was on the back of a fast tempo. She's come back on a slow tempo, taken back from the wide draw. She was held up at a key stage. You could make the argument that she probably should have beat I Am Me. That was over 1,100 metres. It was always going to be short of her best. She's been back to the trials, trialled well. She's got unlimited upside, and which they will, if they go along here, she's going to be really strong late. So she can get over the top of them. And you know what the post is if she wins?
What? Picture of Stormboy.
No, she won
Wellington
her
Maiden.
a Wellington Maiden in July of last year.
Yeah.
And
I did not know that.
she's going to be an Everest champion.
And then I think she won in Orange after that.
She did. She won first up at Orange.
I think
58.
at $14,
And she started $2.60 that day.
it's even drifted a little bit in the market too. So this is a horse I think that people should have in their showdown.
Yeah.
I think absolutely. And obviously we hope Steffi Magnetica wins for Luke Hilton, who's a very good friend of ours, racing manager over at Björn's, and Björn's a great guy. All their team's fantastic. So good luck to them this weekend. We will finalise this preview on the other side of this break. Welcome back to the show. Guys, get ready to own the track with Bold Sovereign. This explosive 2-year-old colt by Time to Reign is turning heads and ready to shine with an eye-catching jump out at Warwick Farm, trained by Group 1 winning superstar Annabelle Neesham. He's a true standout. And for just $338 up front and $20.74 per month, you can be part of the action and own a share in this rising star. Don't wait. Grab your chance to join the winning team today. Head to myrunners.com and claim your share in Bold Sovereign. Gentlemen, back to the Everest. Hurry up.
We've been fluffing on.
I had
so
to tell
let's
them in
not
the
fluff
break.
on.
Just, look, I want to hear this. Everyone wants to hear this. But they won't give us a 2-hour slot
They
here at
should.
SEN
They should
Track.
sort it out for us. Come
Bryce,
on.
2
come
hours.
On.
Bump
You know, we're gonna
someone
have
else.
to cut the Caulfield Cup preview down
Yeah.
a little bit.
Let's look.
It is Everest Day, so let's get on. Let's finish it.
Yeah, Skip Pie, Jolly Star. You guys aren't keen on. No, okay. Steffi Magnetica, classy man. Beat Jolly Star. Speaking of one of yours in the
Sunshine
past.
in Paris, you mean?
Yeah. What did I say?
You said Steffi.
Oh, sorry, Sunshine in Paris. I was going to the next one down. One of yours previously, Nick.
Yeah, still one of mine. She was my top seed going into the race 12 months ago. She went and missed. She's come back. She's won the same race that she won as a lead-up in the Sherrico. She beat Jolly Star that day. I thought her trial was outstanding. Barrier 8's going to suit. She'll be letting rip down the middle and right in the finish.
Yeah, I think she can win. I don't think we've seen the best of her yet. I'm still a little bit annoyed that when she won a maiden, they went to Canberra and I was on the second horse, Winston Hills.
You did. I was sat next to him that day, and he did look at me after we got beat, and he goes, "Oh, we've just been beaten by far lap."
So yeah, maybe I was right. Maybe a future Everest winner. But I give her a hope. I thought she was really good winning first up. Same race as she did last year, and then she went amiss. Eyes on the prize, good trial, draws well, will have a chance. So she's definitely a top 4 chance.
All right, under the favourite, Jolly Star. It drew barrier 4, Waller J-Mac, winning combo. Absolutely explosive when at her best. Nick, I know you have been spruiking Jolly Star for the last couple of weeks. Talk to me.
Yeah,
Talk to the punters.
Stop the fight.
This is it.
This is it.
Ding, ding.
I'm really keen. I think she's just a proper bomb-proof mare. She comes in fresh. The way
I was going to say moral then. I'm like,
No,
oh, you're going to
definitely
get us in
not.
trouble.
Definitely not. The way she won that Show County, she got the J-Mac good horse pat down her neck. He throttled her down at the 100. She won by 3. You've had the Menacado winner, the Premier Stakes winner come out of that race. Typical Wallace second up flat run, I reckon. So forget that. Month between runs, quiet trial. J-Max picked a barrier 4. She gets the little run of the race over the top of him.
She can win if she produces what she did first up and has that scenario. I just think, like, potentially my knock on her is that was off a very slow tempo. She really let rip. She travelled into the race. Like, I love the way she travelled into the race that day, but then she's got into a faster race and she never really travelled behind.
How much speed is there, though?
There'll be speed.
Yeah.
Like, I've no doubt that there'll be really strong speed here. It's an Everest, 20 million on offer. They're going to go fast, regardless of speed speed on paper. I think they're going to go fast. So that's my concern with her. She wasn't as dynamic second up in a very fast race. As you said, J-Mac picked her. If she can reproduce what she did first up in a fast race, then she can win.
Bomb-proof, a few knocks. Okay, I like that. Growing Empire deserves respect after last run.
Yeah.
Does it have it from either of you?
Yeah, to a degree, but I'm saying no. I just don't know if the Menacado form's the form I want to be with.
Yeah, I think he can win. He's definitely a top 4 chance. I don't think we've seen the best of him, given the fact that the market loved him at Moonee Valley in that Menacado. That suggests that the market has him going to a really big figure because he didn't have a figure on the board that would implement him as a $3.80 chance in that race. He's sat on an even tempo. He's put a margin on him and he sort of just was looking around late, but the blinkers were on there. I don't think they're going to, I think they're probably potentially going to ride him with a little bit of cover here and give him sort of last look at him, and yeah, he can win.
Traffic Warden, Barrier 2, J Car, returning much stronger as a 3-year-old. Nick, actually, can we start with you, Blake?
Yeah, this bloke's probably my top tip. So I thought he was outstanding winning first up. He just has an electric turn of foot. He let rip to beat a Node there. Node's come out and franked that form subsequently. And then last start, behind broadsiding, I didn't think that he was really well suited. Like, first up, he began really well. And then second up, he was sort of a little bit slow to begin, used up a little bit early, landed in front of broadsiding, which I didn't expect in the run. And broadsiding was just a little bit too strong for him late. But I think that he just ran into a freak there. Back to 1,200 metres is ideal for him. Maps to receive every chance. And yes, he can win.
Top 3 for you, yes or no?
No, thereabouts though. Maybe like 5th.
Stormboy, Barrier 5. Nick, thoughts?
He'll go forward. He'll be in it for a long way like he was in the Golden Rose. If he can find his sort of early 2-year-old form, he could be a bit of a blowout.
Yeah, I'd prefer, I want to see this bloke over a mile.
Yeah.
So him coming back to 1,200 metres, although it's no real knock, he's going to put himself on speed and give himself every hope, but I don't think he can win.
And, is it our standout roughie of the race?
She would be the roughie of the race.
Lady of Camelot, Barrier 11. Gay Waterhouse, Rachel King. Give it a
Millions.
chance.
Yeah, I don't think she can win. I don't think she's going as well as she was previously, even though she wasn't well suited under the SWP set weights and penalties conditions of the shorts. I don't think she can win.
Well, further to that, good luck, Rachel.
Good luck, Rachel.
Good luck,
Give her every
Rachel.
possible chance. But
She
for
will.
Me,
She absolutely will. So
yeah, I
give
think,
me.
I think Traffic Warden's on top of Steffi Magnetica for me.
Oh,
I'm Jolie Staff from Sunshine in Paris.
thanks, guys. I'm Bella and Steffi, and I've got to have a showdown with Lady of Camelot in there. In case Rach just pulls an absolute peach and gets a run of the race and beats them all. In fact, before we move on to the Caulfield Cup, fellas, we have the King Charles. Can we just get a tip off each of you prior to moving on? Prior to Jenny, Fangirl, Chow Wolf, Celestial Legend. Phenomenal race.
Looking forward to it.
What a race.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost overshadowed a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
it's definitely overshadowed. I really haven't thought about it until now.
Yeah.
But this would be the highlight race of any weekend. Just a minute. Give me who you think is the right selection for your UPC Showdown.
Well, the two that I'm going to play the Doncaster winner and the Epsom winner. So Chow Wolf, I just really liked the way he let down in that Epsom the other day. BJ found him.
Yeah.
He's a well-backed favourite. I think they're going to run along here. And I think he's got that electric turn of foot to, maybe do something. And Celestial Legend, by done deal, Blinker's first time. That's a big tick in my books. Barrier 1, Blake Shin. I know he's been a little bit underwhelming, but he tried with the blinkers, and I thought he looked good. So $15, he's in one of mine.
Beach.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm going to tip yet, but this is really track condition dependent because both the two favourites aren't at their best on rain-affected ground.
Yeah.
Like Fangirl is a nuffy on like soft 7 or worse, and Pride Jenny is definitely not at her best on a soft 7 or worse. I think soft 7 would be okay for her. She's better adept to it than Fangirl. So like if we get to a wet surface, yeah, I'd be playing outside those two.
Okay, quick break and we'll get to the Caulfield Cup after this.
The Leg Up, thanks to UPC Showdown. Get the leg up on the bookies and download the UPC Showdown app today. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Monster show, boys. Thank you so much for that preview. Plenty going on. Moving quickly. Before we get into the Caulfield Cup, I just want to do a good, bad, ugly.
Now on the Leg Up, the good, the bad, the ugly.
I actually couldn't decide whether this was good, bad, or ugly, or all of the above.
I think I've added a new segment, and it's comical.
Okay, good, bad, ugly, or comical.
Yep.
The Everest barrier draw. And I didn't know this until you put it in the notes. PVL commented, I think we could have done better, don't you? I think we've got a new sponsor for next year, Sorbent toilet paper. I don't know about the rest of us, but gee, there were a couple of acts that were certainly I was concerned about.
Yeah, I was concerned when I watched it, and I was a bit concerned when Jolie Starr's barrier was being drawn, and the performance before that was in the Wheel of Death.
I saw that.
That's not a good omen.
No.
Yeah, but
I saw
Plenty going on.
the Wheel of Death. I only jumped on to watch for about 2 minutes.
I was the same as you. I was kind of in and out and then just...
It was very rough. Like okay, it's probably not what I expected to see when I turned the TV on. Maybe it was great if you were there live. Like I'm not.
yeah, I
like,
reckon
have
it would
no
have been a
idea.
good spectacle. Or, no.
We've also heard a lot from people that were there live. No.
No, okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think the fact that it's got people talking about the barrier draw and not potentially like bad, like it's bad, but like it is worse when they actually stuff the barrier draw up, which happens occasionally.
Yeah.
At least they didn't.
Did they do that?
VRC Derby was one.
$1 Million Greyhounds at the moment that's going on, so they've got to do that redraw.
So you're saying good,
I'm
bad,
saying,
or ugly?
I'm saying
Goodish.
good.
Goodish.
I get the argument about that people are talking about it, but it's racing people that are talking about it. Whereas when when the barriers and the colours are lit up on the Sydney Opera House, the whole town is seeing that. When it's a drone light show, people are seeing that. You don't just have to be watching it on Sky Thoroughbred Central or inside the circus tent on the infield of Royal Randwick Racecourse. So
Yeah. So you're bad.
I'm
I
bad.
agree with that. That's
Yeah.
a good take. I think for me, if we don't see many televised circuses,
Yeah.
probably
For
for
a
a good
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
So whoever thought that,
Yeah.
whoever thought that, like, hey, let's put a circus on telly.
Yeah.
Probably not the greatest
Go
idea.
on.
All right, let's get ready. Caulfield Cup, the prestigious Caulfield Cup. Rich history, millions on the line. You're saying not a great lineup. You're saying very exciting Caulfield Cup.
I think it's a good Caulfield Cup.
Let's
I like this race better than the Everest, but that's
a betting race, UPC Showdown race. You mean rather than the spectacle?
I like the big handicaps. So,
Yeah.
and I think this has got some really nice horses that are on the way up. A lot of good informed horses.
Well, where do you want to start? Where do you like? I'll let you guys kind
Okay,
of run
just-
through. What I'd
yeah.
like is
I'll start with my top tip.
this is what I want. Top tip, Danger, Ruffy
Okay.
from each.
That can be arranged.
Top
Thanks,
tip.
guys.
Top tip for me is Zardozi. I think she's
Yes.
her run in the Metropolitan was outstanding. I think that's really good form. She was 3 wide. I know she had cover, but she was never closer to the fence than 3 deep. She got hampered on the corner by the winner. She comes in really well at the weights. She came through the right form race in the Kingston Town. That was behind Elias. I think she meets him about 2 kilograms better for that. And then she's bounced when she's got to 2,400 metres. And she's put in a performance that suggests that she's on track to peak in a Caulfield Cup. She draws well. She actually meets Land Legend 4 kilos better for that Metropolitan run because Zach Purden is going to ride Land Legend 1 kilo over. So the 3 kilos actually turns into 4 kilos. They've got, what's his name? Alias
Andrea
Andrea-
Azzini.
Andrea Azzini over from Hong Kong. We know him in Australia. He came out and he travelled 3 deep without cover on Circle of Fire all the way in the Sydney Cup, but he got the job done there. So hopefully
Right, okay.
he can
Good jock.
get closer to the fence on her. But I think she sets up really well to peak over 2,400 metres. She comes in the right form. And, like, she at least ticks the wet track box. I know it was early in her career, but she has won on a heavy track.
Yeah.
And she has been to Melbourne in the past. It's all Flemington form. Hopefully she can handle Caulfield, but she's won an Edward Manifold and a VRC Oaks in Melbourne. So no problem on that leg. Yeah, and I think she's $7.50 about her. Whew, that's a good price. I think she could potentially start favourite.
Easy selection for your showdown. Nick, top tip.
I can't add much more. I'm with Zardozi as well. Blue Army, baby.
That's it.
Just that weight swing on Land Legend out of the Metrop. Good runs all the way through. I thought she was really good first up in the Wink Stakes, and I wanted to sort of find her. She dropped off a bit second up, but
She actually
she's-
beat Buckaroo home in that Wink Stakes
Yep.
and meets him, I think, a couple of kilos better for that. So,
yeah, beat
yep.
3 or 4. So, yep, I'm with her. I think she's a very close to a good thing.
And in the Metrop, Land Legend, like, if you watch it, like, I still think she looks like she won.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
before and after the
yeah.
post, she was in front.
Yeah.
So I think the only time that he was in front was right on the line.
I'm going to stick with you, Nick. Give us your danger for Zardozi. I'm with you guys both on
Yep.
Zardozi.
I'm going to
Continuing
go
my
the
support.
I'm going to go the mare on the 7-day backup. Deny knowledge.
Knowledge.
I know wet track query. If we get there, 2,400 meters, maybe even that's a query. I think her win over that trip was in a country oaks or something at Geelong. She bolted in, but much lesser company. But she just won a Group 1 weight for age race against the likes of Mr. Brightside 7 days ago. She drops to 50.5 kilos. She's drawn wide. She'll go forward. If Caulfield plays the way it did on Saturday, could favour those up on speed, and I think she'll be in it for a long way.
I'm going to say the two main dangers to her are Land Legend and Elias. I'm not sure about Land Legend on a rain-affected track if rain does fall, but I think that even though he meets her 4 kilograms worse for that Metrop run, he has more improvement in him because he was only third up into that Metrop, and she'd had another run or two under her belt. So he's got more to come. Gets a world-class jockey in Zach Purton. I know he draws low and he's going to need a little bit of luck at the right time, and he might even be better suited now going to a Melbourne Cup than this Caulfield Cup.
Yeah.
But I think he's really hard to beat. Elias gets to 2,400 metres for the first time in Australia. He hasn't done much wrong. Like, he won a red-hot form race in the Kingston Town. He beat the Epsom winner in Chow Wolf. He's beat the Metropolitan Quinella in Zardozi and Land Legend. And then he did a good job on speed in that Turnbull Stakes in a swoopers race. So he was best of the on-paces there. He was really well liked by the market there. So we did see Incentivise win from a wide draw. Is he as good as Incentivise? Probably not, but we haven't got to the bottom of him yet in Australia.
All right, boys, 1 minute. Give me your roughies for people to put in their UPC showdowns.
Blowout for me is Duke de Sessa, Kira Mao, Harry Coffey, 52 kilos.
Blowout for me is Warp Speed. The Japanese bring similar form to horses that have run well in this race in the past, Delta Blues and Pop Rock.
Hopefully we've found a few winners for punters this Everest / Caulfield Cup showdown. If you haven't played yet, make sure you download the app and get involved. And good luck this weekend. Guys, enjoy it. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Cheers.
Hooroo.
Mate.
Hooroo.
Hooray.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.